In the United States alone, the market for socially and environmentally conscious products and services grew up to $290 billion, along with the increase of $3 trillion in assets in the market for socially responsible investments. Naturally, there has been a complementary growth in the popularity of what have come to be called hybrid organizations that seek to meet this market opportunity. What exactly are hybrid organizations? Also called social hybrid ventures, benefit corporations, or hybrid firms, these organizations are enterprises that design their business models to address a particular social or environmental issue. They generate and attract capital in ways that may be consistent with for-profit models, non-profit models, or both. Essentially, these organizations blend traditionally for-profit practices with traditionally non-profit practices and can either exist as a for-profit or non-profit entity. To capture and share insights about what hybrid organizations can mean for traditional firms, as hybrids become potential partners, competitors, and acquisition targets, we'll examine their emergence, business models and strategies, and implications for the broader markets in which hybrid organizations operate. Entrepreneurship with a socially conscious component began in the 1960s and 1970s with the rise in political consciousness. This was then complemented by a rise in the number of nonprofit organizations established to address issues relating to environmental degradation, human rights, women's liberation, and anti-war support efforts. Another phenomenon underpinning the emergence of hybrid organizations involves traditional nonprofits as they turn to earning revenue in the face of rising costs and growing competition for grants and philanthropic funding. The growing number of hybrid organizations has been accompanied by legislative innovations such as new business registration categories that protect executives from shareholder action, demanding that companies prioritize profits over any social mission. In the U.S., for example, hybrids can now choose to register as a benefit corporation, a benefit LLC, a flexible purpose corporation, or a low-profit limited liability company. The certification body B-Lab is a key protagonist in this movement, and since 2008, B-Lab has certified over 1,000 B corporations, operating throughout 121 industries in 38 countries. The ability to create a mission-driven business that is financially viable is vitally important, since there are examples where hybrids have folded or drifted away from their mission either through acquisition, leadership changes, or fierce competition from traditional, profit-maximizing businesses. Hybrid organizations' business models are often built to serve markets that are traditionally underserved by mainstream firms and by government, both of which tend to cater to majorities. One such market is the labor market composed of people with disabilities. These individuals face significantly higher hurdles to gaining and sustaining employment than able-bodied people do because they are perceived to have fewer skills in traditional labor markets. In contrast, hybrids often embrace these individuals by identifying and developing hidden complementarities between organizational goals and skill sets, thus creating demand for them. Visually impaired people, for instance, tend to have much more developed auditory and sensory skills, allowing them to pick up on the emotions of the people they interact with. Consequently, they are in demand by telemarketing companies because of their specialized skills that can compensate for their disadvantages based on their condition. Social enterprises have been celebrated for their aim to create positive social impacts, and it has been argued that the best social enterprises deliver a better social return on investment than the best for-profit, public, or charitable organization. However, others have suggested that social enterprises may also promote unintended negative impacts, and often point to the challenges hybrids face when evaluating whether measured outcomes represent failure or success. Additionally, hybrids seeking to operate within mainstream markets are likely to face challenges, as they must navigate a market space saturated with competitors. The increase of hybrid organizations is reinforced by the passage of supportive legislation, giving advocates and opponents of hybrids an avenue to influence both the likelihood and shape of such legislation. Since there are only a small number of people and organizations that typically submit testimony when benefit corporation legislation is discussed and debated, anyone wanting to influence such legislation in their region often can. In addition, companies favoring significant social and environmental agendas can add their weight to the trend by having their commitments certified by organizations such as B-Lab. For those who want to participate in the trend, we offer the following suggestions. First, Design flexible hybrid organizations that align mission with profit to increase the likelihood of being sustainable. Second, use hybrid structures and strategies to further commitment to social and environmental goals. Studies have shown that innovations by hybrids are diffusing into and proving successful in mass markets, leading to recommendations that firms cultivate a culture of open innovation. Finally, learn to identify both positive and negative impacts of conducting business. A key component of successful social value creation is understanding the positive and negative impacts, which stakeholders are being affected, and the possible trade-offs. Find more information on hybrid organizations in the special issue of California Management Review, Volume 57, Issue 3.